Hello and welcome to another movie review here on my channel. Today we're going to look at Snowpiercer. This were actually a movie before I actually took a small break from this review series that I actually were going to review for Christmas Day. I later decided to take a break, 2 weeks, and focus on the top 10s instead. So, Snowpiercer, everybody. It got snow in it. It isn't any snow at the moment in Sweden. It is Christmas. Anyway, Snowpiercer basically, the core story is that, well, the backstory is that all the nations, well, not all the nations, around 17 nations wanted to prevent the global warming, so they made a, well, some kind of virus or something, I don't know, something that will cool down the earth. So they fly around the world and, well, basically release it from planes. What this preparation actually did was it actually cooled down the earth. They succeeded, but it actually become too cold for the human can't actually survive outside. So all of the people that were basically alive, well, what they think is alive, actually lives on a train at the moment, run by a corporation, well, one guy. We will follow the people from the back end of the train, the three passengers, you can say. They basically jumped on the train, they weren't invited, and because of that they don't that as equally good as the people in the front of the train. Well, we meet our main characters basically in there with this. I think is it Luke even? No, it isn't. What is its name? Chris Evans. Captain America is on this train. No, not really. Luke Evans is basically playing the main character that is trying to make a rebellion against the people in the front, which basically are living the life of the, well, they're living really good compared to the people in the back of the train that is basically living on protein balls, as they said, which they later to find out is basically bugs they, well, crush, or I do not know what it's called. We're making the protein balls of bugs, and they don't like that, of course, when they find out, but it basically left them alive. You basically see them starting from the beginning. The beginning is basically them plotting to start the rebellion, which is really interesting to watch. They basically come up with ideas, and you also find out that a person in the front is basically sending them some small messages of one word basically, and usually they make well, plans out of these words, or they basically started to talk about it and try to figure out what it is meant to mean. They later talk about releasing I don't know what it's called. He is basically a technician. He's really good at opening doors. Basically, he's one of the people that, what I remember, were building the doors on this train, which so he can open them. So they plan to go and release him from his prison because he's a druggie, you can so say sometimes, which later turns out that he wasn't a druggie. He just tried to save up for a bomb to blow up a door on the train to get out of the train. But the plan succeeded because the guard from the front doesn't have any bullets in their guns, so the rebellion succeeds and they get further and further onto the train. But further on the train, it is getting weirder in this movie. I don't know. The basic things that you wouldn't think will be on the train actually is on the train. The weirdest thing that well, not the weirdest thing, but the first weird thing I actually thought was where when they come, this technician, they say, daughter, basically say, don't go behind that door. They accidentally open it. Behind it are a bunch of groups of, well, masked men with axes and weapons. He's standing there waiting for them. And before they actually starting go at each other, the rebels and these front train guys, these guys with the weapons and hoods is basically, well, giving a round of fish and taking the axes into the fish's flesh and taking blood for it. I don't know why. It's kinda weird. I didn't know that fish actually bled that much. Anyway, after that they started to kill each other, but then some people from the front again say that it's a new year, or they are gonna, well, around the earth once. The basic thing about this train is that it's going around the world again in 365 days, I think it was. So it was basically New Year's Eve when everyone stopped killing, and well, after this rebellion's killing and everything, they actually caught a big person from the front, and she basically had to escort them to further into the train. Now we're starting to watch or see the good life on the train. They have a big aquarium, they have a big plantation, well, not plantation, what it is called, Växthus in Swedish, sorry, I can't remember. Anyway, there you have plants and trees and everything. They go from, they eat sushi, and after that they come into a classroom actually, and they're basically teaching that the train is basically their god and things. And after that, because it's New Year, they're starting to lend out eggs. But it turns out that under the eggs they actually are guns, and the people that lend out eggs basically killing the people behind in the back train, and the teacher also going to kill the people that being escorted by this woman they caught. Because of that, Chris Evans, the main character, get angry and kills her. Yeah, blah. We go further in, it gets crazier and crazier, and we come to the end, which basically is a bittersweet, weird, I don't know what to call it, ending. The train basically crash, and the technician's daughter says, a kid, that we're part of the main story, basically one of the reasons they made the rebellion, and they see a polar bear, and after that the movie ends. Overall, in my opinion, it is a really beautiful looking and extremely exciting movie. The weirdness in the story is acceptable in my opinion. It sometimes gets over the top, but isn't the worst thing that could happen in my opinion. It is really greatly done. Everything is beautifully shot, the effects is amazing, the acting is wonderful, it is meant to be overacted sometimes, and they are making it really greatly when it comes to that point. When it comes to the subplots and everything, it is really well put together. One of the problems I think is basically that they are going a little bit too far sometimes, and well, as I said, with that thing about the fish, basically the ending, and when you come basically to sometimes before the end of the train, it is basically becoming a drug then, the train. I don't know why, but it basically becomes that. So, but overall, I will say it is a really amazingly active, effective action thriller. I think it's an action sci-fi stands there. I will say it is a little bit thriller, sometimes a little bit about comedy. It is basically everything I can say. The rating for this movie would be, I will give it an 8.1 out of 10. Really amazingly creative movie in my opinion, great idea. Overall I really like this movie. The things that are basically bringing it down is the weirdness sometimes, and they are going a little bit south when it comes to the really front of the end of the chain, which is basically becoming more of a drug den, which I don't really like, because it is, yes, they are really rich and everything, they get everything what they want, but why do they have that thing, the drug dens, so far up in the train? That is just mind-boggling in my opinion. Yeah. And that was all for today, folks. Hope you liked it. We'll see you next time. Bye.